Outside on the corner where I caught the bus, thinking in my head it's colder than I thought it was. Sometimes life is like that, and you just quiver your lips, whisper a wish, hoping someone might give us deliverance. Now deliver this message, think I could live with this message. You could just give a few seconds to come and sit in my presence. And yes, it is so precious, yes, it is a blessing. Next, I'll attempt to express it with every heavy breath, cause just to make it worth it, and just to make it real, you always made it perfect, and that's the way I feel. Sometimes we think too much, and we lose control, but it's not what you know, no, it's who you know. Days that will not end, I'm sure you've had them too, wishing you're still in bed, and yet we have to move. This is what passion do, this is what passion does. It's on my planets too, start sending back the love. Snowflakes fell like a gift from the skies, and teardrops swelled when I lifted my eyes. And it was surely just brightness that had informed in me, while the storm in the streets was adorning the trees, and it clothed each branch with a layer of the purest snow. And this miracle was a little less than a year ago. Now summer's almost over, the weather's growing colder, approaching frozen soldiers, a Minnesota soldier. Backpack on my shoulder, days I'm shorter, I spend most alone. Still growing older, feeling lonesome though I'm close to home. I'm the city bus and both I'm closing, I'm the open road. My soul is swollen though I'm holding on, and so it goes. And sometimes when it's dark, I look up at the stars, think about how small we are, but at least we have hearts, getting past my speeding cars. On these streets of ours, I want to be the cause for someone's grief to pause. Cause just to make it worth it, and just to make it real, you always made it perfect, and that's the way I feel. Sometimes we think too much, and we lose control, but it's not what you know, no, it's who you know. Days that will not end, I'm sure you've had them too, wishing you're still in bed, and yet we have to move. This is what passion do, this is what passion does. It's on my planets too, start sending back the love. I can't even get emotional, cause even though this road is negotiable, this is a road that chose, going solo, feeling solo, when I don't know the things I'm supposed to know. But so, I know some brothers that are rolling in the same road with the same goal, and they say focus. So just focus, and you don't quit, it's a long way to go, I'ma need y'all to go with. I sit back, let the shirt take sides, no matter what it is, yes sir, that's right. Even when you act like a dirtbag guy, admit never both for sure, that's why I keep no accounts of flaws, keep holding out for y'all. People is all we are, you know I'm down by law, cause just to make it work, and just to make it real, you always made it perfect, and that's the way I feel. Sometimes we think too much, and we lose control, but it's not what you know, no, it's who you know. Days that will not end, I'm sure you've had them too, wishing you're still in bed, and yet we have to move. This is what passion do, this is what passion does. It's on my planets too, so I'm sending back the love, cause just to make it worth it, and just to make it real, you always made it perfect, and that's the way I feel. Sometimes we think too much, and we lose control, so it's all this for all of the fools we know.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect. How are you doing this evening? And it has been one heck of a couple of very interesting week and such. Thank you so much, by the way. The Dukect Lounge is always live here on Talk. Man, I've done Talk in a while because of the audio stuff, but StreamYard here on YouTube, and you see this on and the cutout scenes and everything else will be the segments will be on the channel on my main channel. Hopefully you like hopefully you like the show, you like the music, everything here live on the lounge. Thank you again for being here with me, Dukect. Anyway, so how are you feeling, people? Hope you're having a good time. Hope you're having a blessed time. Hope you're having a really good just a really good time. And there's been some news about the the news of the Nintendo Switch. Let me just get this stuff here. By the way, I'm sharing this, and I'm sharing this on not just here, but on YouTube. I'm saying this on stuff. By the way, go like, comment, share if you really want to. By the way, you share on my share on Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky on X/Twitter. I'm on, I do have a Facebook page. So, I still have that. But, I rarely go on Facebook anyway. It's just, Facebook has just become a horrible place. It's a horrible place, kids. Just a horrible place to be on that. Just terrible, just a horrible, just just a very bad place on Facebook, and mostly on X too. There's a ton of bad stuff there. So yeah. Just follow me on Blue Sky and stuff like that, and on YouTube. Hopefully I'm going to try to really hard to get into making posts and such, because it does seem like a much more delectable place, much more, how you say, nicer place. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so let's get started. Let's get into the show. Let's get into all the little things here. All right, first things first, baby. Let's talk about Nintendo Switch 2. And let's see, present, share this screen. Boom, boom. Yes. The Switch 2. This whole thing, which everyone's talking about. Everyone is getting their whole hopes and everything else. So there's some good things, bad things, and a lot of stuff that comes in between. All right, so let's go into it. The new handheld. And first things here, it's the console is going to be $450 at launch. Ouch! And if you want to get the Mario Kart bundle, which pre-orders on Nintendo April 8th, which is a couple of days, you will get the Mario Kart, which is $499, $500, which is, whoo boy! And also, if you get not only that, you get a GameCube, the Nintendo Switch Online library, mouse controls, a bigger S9 Switch, 1080p LCD display, new games. Actually, not just that, but more third-party type games. You got, I think, Borderlands 4 is going to be on there. You got a new From Software Bloodborne. You got a brand new Donkey Kong 3D game with a mix of 2D elements. You have Metroid Prime 4, which with the mouse functionation and such looks really cool. And then you got the whole game chat thing, which looks basically a very old version of Discord. Oh gosh. By the way, we still have Discord, so it should have just been Discord. It should have just been Discord emulation in something. That's what I think. Yeah, it should be just Discord emulation. That's what it should be. Um, hmm. Yeah. And that's what such like that. But yeah, we have, a lot of the stuff here. But by the way, if you have a Switch online and such, there is going to be there's going to be Nintendo Switch Store limited stuff. Will be invite basis to Nintendo Switch online members. You have to have a Nintendo Switch Online member. You have to be 2 years continuously and have an active need to be a Nintendo Switch Online member, an active Switch the pre-order. So basically, you're limited people. You have to have at least 2 years of continuity. I have multiple. I think I got the Nintendo Switch online around 2019, and I've been there ever since. So I am going to probably pre-order that way because it's I just think it'd be better if because I would probably get the stuff anyway because they'll say, oh, we're gonna do a midnight screen, which is nice, but I think that at the end of the day, it's much better for I think it'd be a much better situation. Hmm. You know, good times. Good times. That'd be a good time. But yeah, there's gonna be, you know, um, a big old NVIDIA chip, supposedly 256 gigabyte internal storage, which is nice from the small thing there. It's going to have a bigger stuff. I have at least, I think, a terabyte or 500 gigs. So I'm going to probably get that. I'm going to probably do that. Micro SD card reader, the USB 3 C Nintendo Switch camera. There's stuff I'm gonna probably get because I appreciate the internal storage. However, I will, I need to get those. It's gonna really suck to have. Um, you have to basically buy, just like, oh, you're gonna have to buy this version of a Switch card. You're gonna have to buy that. You know. Yeah, but I just saw a version of a micro SD card reader, which is a pretty douche move. There's a lot of douche moves that Nintendo did here. Display and storage, the Joy-Con mouse, which looks like it's going to be very interesting. I could probably finally play like some good. If I wanted to, I might actually start playing, like Civilization as it meant to be played, not just look like this. Let the mouse and a little bit of keyboard stuff like that. So could be very you know, that sort of thing. Looks good. Also, there's going to be um some more Amigos there. No, Miko, Amiibo. I've been looking at the Amigo stuff, by the way, watching that thing. God, so much more stuff in that whole terrible rabbit hole. But yeah, anyway, let's see. Let's talk about this stuff. By the way, if you want to chat and everything, I want to hear what your options are, what your opinions on the everything else here. Like, comment, subscribe. I want to hear what you have to say about the Nintendo Switch and the thoughts about your and everything here. Let's see here. Also, you got like more Legend of Tears of the Kingdom, which by the way is going to have these you can play, let's see, Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 as well, like backwards compatibility, which is, I agree with. It's something they should be doing. It's like, hey, just put the thing in, bada bing, bada boom. There are going to be differences in hardware to console, and some Nintendo Switch games may not be supported or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2, but the tech giant is continuing to improve compatibility by including working with publishers and development partners. Let's see what is going to be which is going to be compatible. So we'll use the older Joy-Con controllers, Ring Fit Adventure, 1-2 Switch. I think no one cares about that. Everybody 1-2 Switch, Game Builder Garage, WarioWare Move It, the Nintendo Labos. Remember those wooden box things, and Nintendo Switch Sports, which is that's going to probably be the first thing they're going to really get into it. They're going to probably be like, we're going to fix this right now because that is a money maker right there, the Switch Sports stuff. So yeah, I expect that's going to be change. They're going to change that real quick. You understand about that? So yeah, and then um you got like the games, which was the first game here, was going to be Mario Kart World. It's going to be the open world. Yeah, it's going to be an open world game, an open world Mario, which is surprising. In fact, there's been so many open worlds. I mean, you have Crash Team Racing and Donkey Kong Country. No, not Donkey Kong, but Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing. Yeah, Diddy Kong Racing. underrated stuff, and the soundtrack is actually really good, especially the Frozen track, like ba ba da ba ba da ba da 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 da. Good stuff, by the way. If you have it, you should go play. I don't know if it's on the Switch. It should put down the Switch. I have to. I do have. Oop, I do have the stuff there. So the game and then 64. So I'll probably play that. Mario Kart World looks good, and I can't wait to play it because it looks like everything's gonna be rare there. Let's see. Super Mario Jamboree is gonna get a Switch 2 edition, which is looks to be oh gosh, that and Metro Prime 4. Pokemon ZA will make the Switch. Hopefully, they won't have any bugs. And then you have upgrade packs, which will have Switch 2 owners, which is going to have upgrades. The upgrade packs are also available for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. But if you're a Nintendo Switch Online member, I believe you can get these for free, which is pretty cool. And then you got the big stuff, Donkey Kong Bonanza 17. That's coming out, July 17th. So that's going to be that might be their big thing here. Kirby returning in Air Riders, you know, director Masahiro Sakurai, which is going to be later this year. So, looking at this, there's going to be Mario Kart World, Legend Brother, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Switch 2 Edition, Split Fiction, Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition. I might pick that up. Nintendo Switch Welcome to it. No. Cyberpunk, I like Split Fiction, maybe. Civilization 7, I might pick that up. Hogwarts Legacy, nah. Street Fighter 6, I might pick that up. Bravely Default, no. Yakuza 0, Fortnite, it's already on everything, so yeah. Hitman World Assassination, there's going to be so many of these assassination guys dressed as Luigi, and we all know why. Deltarune, Survival Kids, Kazooie Goomy Pass to the Goddess. I have that on my Xbox Series X as from my Game Pass. Fun game. I need to get back into it. Pio Pio Tetris. I mean, who doesn't love Tetris? Rune Factory Guardians of Mizuna. Nobunaga's Ambition. Breaking the Complete Edition. I think there was I think the Super Nintendo has like their stuff there too. So I might have to play that. You got Archives 2, Ridge Racer, Fast Fusion. And yeah, this is not a bad setup, but there's a lot more stuff that's coming. I think that's the issue people have worried about this is you might see a lack of like new titles because Nintendo doesn't really do because again, your Switch stuff is coming over. You could have like backwards compatibility and everything. And I think that is something is important, but we're never going to get I feel we never really truly are going to get like say the PlayStation 2 when that came out 2001, the new franchises, the new look. Let me just see what was it again. Let me look at this and see what I'm talking about. Let's see. Was it? And this was forgive me. This is on Reddit, so let me just say. But this is what I'm talking about. The following holiday 2001. We're far away from this. Look at this. Sure, you got some franchises that are there. That's here. But look at the new stuff. You got Devil May Cry. You got Ico. You got Jack and Daxter. This pretty much is a brand new franchise. For the majority of people did not know about GTA and everything else. So I mean, you have a mix of new, old, and honestly, a legendary stuff. But we are not. We are far, far away from that tour thing. We are far away from that long, long, long time ago. It's sad, but it is what it is. And yeah, I look at it as I said on the stream, and I said it here. This is the victory lap for Nintendo. It is the victory lap for Nintendo because of just being in this you know I think it's because Nintendo is probably the last of the dying breed. It's the last of a dying breed because everyone's going multi-platform. It's like Switch and play the PC. And speaking of things that are sadly, you know, is the commonplace nowadays. They talk about this. The controllers and all this type of stuff. The games, they're going to be like $80 now. The games are going to be over $80. And yeah, $80. $80 games. And not just that, you have, the games are going to be not, the games will not be on this, it's going to be downloadable as well. So they're basically making a push to digital. And it's basically been happening because, the lack of physical stuff. And I get it because, quite honestly, it's about space. You can have all the physical stuff there, but it is like, where are you going to put everything? Eventually, you're going to run out of room, and it gets into environmental issue. And not just that, physical games run out, like they wear down over time, just age. But I look at a digital format, they last longer. But yet, my fear is like you can have access to, like, for example, the Wii U or the Xbox 360 or PlayStation 4, which do have a chance you can link the old games to that. But you understand what I'm saying is that the digital thing is like we're getting pushed for that. We don't really have a choice of that, and the game's getting higher. Some say it's the tariffs. I'm leaning more towards that because maybe the price point is going to be $450 at launch. It's going to be $500 plus with the Mario Kart World Bundle and such. Looking at right there. I mean, some are blaming the tariffs because of then stuff, or maybe this is just the natural stuff gaming is going to be, and it sucks. Yep. Yeah, GA should like Rockstar Rubber Hands and Nintendo prices. And yet GTA 6 or what is it, GTA 7 or whatever. I don't know what they call the games now, man. GTA 6 will not be a Nintendo Switch game. I don't see that happening. I don't maybe they will. Oh gosh. That's gonna be awkward. That's going to be really, really awkward. Uh, so, yeah. Hmm. Oh, man. Oh boy. We got some news in the wrestling world, by the way. There's a ton of injuries at this point. So many injuries. This is from Fightful, and I was going to talk about the stuff at AEW, the injury stuff, but we just heard this news. Shockingly and sad that the TNA World Champion, um, Joe Henry, has suffered a shoulder injury. He said that they said he suffered a grade 3 severe sprain to his rotator cuff, and could be, you know, could he be? Is he going to be out? For is he going to be out for a long time? We don't know, because right now it looks a little bit the injury bug is getting around for a lot of stars here. We'll talk about that later. But man, this sucks for him because he just got the world title and he started doing some big things. And it really does suck for him. But anyway, back to stuff here. Uh yeah, games the games here, like I said, the Switch 2 is something that's on my radar. If I can't get it this year, I'll probably get it next year. I do think it's going to be a hit, and I think they will lower the price after the tariff stuff's maybe in a year or two. They're going to lower the price down. They're going to say, okay, when the tariff stuff gets settled, it will get all settled and be like, all right, here we go. Here's the stuff here. Bada bing, bada boom, boom. Like, boom, we got our stuff in. And, all that stuff will be there. The library will be a lot bigger. Plus, the new games. and the old stuff as well, which is going to be even a bigger library. I think they're going to be at the Nintendo Switch is going to have the same type of momentum from like the PS2, PS1 to the PS2 type of thing, which is ironic because Nintendo's effery screwed Sony up, so that's how they made the PlayStation 2 and everything else. But I think that is what's going to happen. Their previous library is going to help the Nintendo Switch, and when there's games are going to be like, wow, here we are, boom. That's what I think is going to happen. That's what I see it's going to happen. I believe it will be a way of building up new games, and that's what it is. Anyway, I'll take a small little break here. There we go. We'll be right back right after this, and when we return, we're going to be looking at AEW, the hot streak, and the recent injuries, and how AEW is moving forward. We'll be right back right after this here on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for listening. Here live on the Dukes, here live on YouTube, on StreamYard, and everything else in between. Thank you again. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Share the good news and all that good stuff. And we'll be right back right after this.
A couple of grinders trying to find our way out and put this darkness behind us. And underground is my oration, sound integration. But situation is we're surrounded by light negation. It's black as pitch cause we're trapped by our violent souls. In a deep mind with deep rhymes won't keep my self-control. Too many foes, we feel snake bit and we won't take it. Enemies need their face hit, we going ape shit.
Hell is my confinement within this mind. Now trapped and enshrined by my own mind.
Shoot through these tunnels and keep it moving, no knuckle dragging. It's like a jungle, etc. Keep zigging and zagging. These lizards ready to fire in military attire. Heaters, cannons, entire arsenals, bangers for hire. We only got double barrels, but we don't monkey with them. Just throw shots and we hit them to this industrial rhythm. Still searching for the light, still more to fight. Still at war with our plight, but still we're sure of our own collective might.
Hell is my confinement within this mind. Now trapped and enshrined by my own mind. Hell is my confinement within this mind. No way out for running out of time.
Time to get fractious, we practice guerrilla tactics. Regular G's can't match this, so I ain't trying to attack us. I'm a bad boy like Diddy, but I ain't talking Sean John, cause it's on like Son of Kong. Gots to get our chimp on. That means we simply simulate simians simultaneously. And all y'all snakes beastin' to kill us is living dangerously. Straight bananas is the conflict these opponents hand us. So battle status in these catacombs, we got no manners.
All I know is pain to give the same. All I have ingrained is hate. Misery of shame forever will remain. So I must regain my faith.
relentless in this zoo. No one defends us, and they won't commend us when we're through. It don't matter, cause I'm after something resembling peace. I get madder every other day that this shit don't cease. Since our conception, downward has been my life's direction. Had no protection from evil factions and predilections. Heart of a killer, for gorilla, pillar of coffin fillers. Nothing vanilla about us, true thriller, minute gorillas. Our main position, this mission, is to improve conditions, and it's our own volition. We ain't looking for permission. Vanish from our position like we're magicians. In addition, our plan to see freedom's light comes to fruition.
Hell is my confinement within this mind. Now trapped in a shrine by my own mind. Hell is my confinement within this mind. No way out, we're running out of time.
We ain't taking it. We going ape shit. We ain't taking it. Yeah, we going ape shit. We going ape shit. We going ape shit. We going ape shit.
And we're back. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Again, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff here on the Dukect Lounge. I am very happy that you are here with me, Duke CT, here on the lounge. And let's talk a little wrestling. And let's see. Let me just put this thing here. Share the screen. Boom. Boom. Yay. Technology. Anyway, man, AEW has been doing pretty well for the most part. There are some things I like, some things, well, one thing I don't like. the Death Riders. Swerve has to win, please. Yeah. Swerve, I think this would be a decent match, but I think hopefully it'll be a really good match. I think this is going to be great because it's Omega, Speedball, Ricochet. And you got TNT title, which is going to probably be a long match. No time limit, no outside interference. I think, I think this could be Adam Cole finally getting his shot. I think that could be really good. I think that could be something really good. I think this is Adam Cole's. He might win the TNT title here. And Daniel Garcia might be leveling up to the International Championship, or he might level up to the Continental Classic title. Who knows? Speaking of that, championships, this people call this is the Brock type of thing. Back in the best, the best SummerSlam, probably the best pay-per-view WE has ever done, and probably the best wrestling pay-per-view out there. 2002, I think there's not much of a bad match. Everything flows perfectly in that show. But I think hopefully that'd be nice for Dynasty. But I don't know that. But I think Timeless Tony Storm will lose to Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne will hold the championship for at least a year. And I think that Tony will drift towards to the TBS championship, or maybe doing something more, going back for revenge or something later on, or maybe she pull out the surprise victory. But I think Megan Bayne wins the title here. Death Riders rated FTR. I think this is going to be the beginning of the end of the end of rated FTR. FTR turns Bill. I think Dax turns heel, and Cash goes with him. Death Riders will retain the Trio Championships, and hopefully the Ops are the ones they see the Death Riders catch them lacking, and then they're the ones to take them out, probably at Double or Nothing. This is going to be really good. I think Knight and Ospreay, this is going to be the best. I can't wait for that. I think this is going to be really good. Ospreay and Knight, I think Ospreay will win. Knight will be an impressive thing because Knight was a replacement for Jay White. It sucks that Jay White is injured. He has a broken hand, but it looks like he's coming back in a month or so. So it's good. He'll be back in, and I honestly think he should not show up probably till after Double or Nothing to get a nice reset. Hopefully, with Juice Robinson, I want the Bang Bang, the Bullet Club Gold to come back and actually build their new type of thing. Build them up again. Get them a Trios Championship run, or have them win the tag titles. The Guns with tag titles. Have the TNT Championship go to after Adam Cole, you have Juice Robinson with the TNT title, and you get old, Jay White, the Continental Classic Championship. Have him win that. Yeah, build him up. Have him win that Continental Classic. Get him back into that, build him up. And then he says now he's going to use that cachet to cash in the fire to become world champion. And maybe if Swerve beats him, maybe Swerve versus Jay White, and Jay White picks up the victory. They still have some unfinished business. I mean, after Swerve beats him and you have a big 7 to 8 month reign, that sort of stuff. And then you got Mercedes Moné and Julia Hart. I think Julia Hart wins here because of some interference, a little bit of a Fina interference, and such. And Moné interferes with, CEO will interfere in the path of Harley. And then you have Julia Hart beat Harley. And you have Julia Hart versus Jamie Hayter. And you have Jamie Hayter win. Jamie Hayter versus Megan Bayne. All in. Let's go. And then you got Bryan Dino versus Chris Jericho. That looks like it's going to be good. When that thing is officially going to happen, the Ring of Honor World Title. That's going to be a thing. Oh, come on. He's not that. People like him. They like Cope. They actually do. They sing his theme. Well, last week they did do his thing bad, but still. I think there's going to be some interesting. Let's see. Also, let me see. It's going to be, if I find out. Let's see. Media. Not this. This one. There it is. The Hurt Syndicate versus Big Bill and Brian Keith, the new villainous side of the Learning Tree. Big Bill has been the surprise pickup for AEW. Brian Keith has done everything they ask and still trying to be that, need that. When he gets the wins and everything and showcases good, he shows how talented he is. And I want to see these two, the Learning Tree, Big Bill, Brian Keith, to get their flowers, but I don't think they do yet. I think it's because I think it's going to be a mix of Jericho losing to Bandito and them getting in that funk. The Hurt Syndicate cleans up the mess. 1, 2, 3. Brand and the return and the retain the Hurt Syndicate because they hurt people. They hurt people. There you go. Build up. You're done. Move on. All that stuff there. And then Learn and Tree implode and just destroys everything. That's what's going to happen. Let's see. Yes. I saw Brian Keith staring at the Hurt. Like, why can't he go there? Have him be a part of the Hurt Syndicate. Have Brian Keith be part of the Hurt Syndicate and him just route shot everybody. Him, and then maybe in a year or something, he actually wins the TNT title from Juice Robinson, and just have him have a good run with that belt, and just have him just continue to be that monster, that, the bounty hunter again. That, not that one bad apple. That theme is fine, but come on, get him that, get him the theme, get him the theme back, become the bounty hunter, and have him be back at the world, not just TNT champion. I want him world title champion, maybe in a year or two or something. I have to get the stench from the Learning Tree. And Jericho finally leaves. Or becomes a counselor, or becomes a GM of Ring of Honor. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's what's, I want that to happen. So, but yeah, but also, in sad news, like I said, AEW has had some injuries. Let's see, the injury bug has hit, Not only that, you had Mark Davis, who just came back and he's gotten hurt. He's out for a while, and then you got Orange Cassidy. He's gone too, and that sucks. So there's like, and now Jay White. That's a really big injury, but luckily, not lucky for them because I hope they get back to their feet soon and got kicking ass again. I think luckily the AEW's roster is and its bench is so deep, so powerful, so good that they can have like, okay, we can keep it moving. And when they come back, they can have some stories to tell and everything else. When they're 100%, then there's nothing they can. There's nothing that can stop them. So yeah, I think that's going to be, you know, that sort of stuff here. So yeah, I think it's going to be something really interesting. I think it's going to be really fun to see in what the next levels of what the AEW is going. Because by the way, their stuff is doing well. Their ratings are doing well. I think BJ Brenthal on X. I hate that. It's Twitter, and that's what I'm going to keep calling it. I don't care. BJ Bro said they revealed the numbers. They said the numbers from AEW are doing good. They're one of the top streaming stuff. They get over 500,000 people watching that and live simulcast. So they are actually averaging, combined them, from 600,000 to 500,000, over 1 million people watching, which is amazing. And meanwhile, WE, they did really. Monday Night Raw was a bit better, pushing its stuff, even though majority of it with SmackDown stars being part of the Raw. And like, why is SmackDown so terrible? Why is SmackDown so forgettable? The main champions are dueling on Raw, and the Raw champion, well, hey, he had a big bloody thing with the Uso, Big Jim, got himself laid out. So yeah, and hopefully that's kind of going to lead to a Roman feud. Probably he's going to lead to a Roman feud eventually. And honestly, that's what I think that should happen. To have Gunther lose, Gunther get his ass kicked by Roman, and have him sent down to Evolve or whatever. I'm done with. He needs a refresher because I'm bored with this man. I'm bored of Gunther. I'm done with him. I'm done with Gunther. I'm done with that man. I'm done with him. Oh, by the way, breaking news: there's going to be a TNA International Championship. Because the digital championship, the digital media title, which was I think it was it started in 2020 and it ended, I think 2019, and then it ended now. So now it's an international championship. Maybe they can finally dust off that let's see, the TV championship, the TNA TV championship, no, slash King of the Mountain slash global championship. Maybe they'll just put another slap of paint, just like, there it is. That's the international title. Oh gosh. But yeah, I think that's going to be very interesting to to see that type of championship. But yeah, overall, I think TNA's been forgettable. But anyway, AEW, on the hand, has not been forgettable. They have been building up to its moments, building up to the storylines, being more interesting. And then you have Swerve, who is still, I think, Hangman and Swerve. That whole thing is going to be a tag team at the end of the year. Let them do it at the end of the year. Let's do it. Let's have them win the tag belts when, whatever, something like that at the end of the year. And that's it. That stuff. Also, if they do the women's tag belt, you gotta have a Harley Cameron and Mercedes Moné do it, because I mean those two are just back and forth. They are just so that tag team would be amazing. Yeah, I know the brand split. WWE's brand split doesn't mean anything. I know, but dang it, if they keep saying the brand split is important, they keep talking about it, it's important, then it should be important. You should make the shows important. Heck, you can say anything about the ruthless aggression era, and there's a lot of things you can say. There's a lot of bad and good, mostly involving old Paul Levesque. I don't, that's sort of the garbage over there. But at least they said Raw is Raw, SmackDown is SmackDown, and that is it. They didn't do any cross stuff. They didn't do anything else barely. Only the shows there. It felt like every show was at least somewhat interesting and different. Now it's just bland mediocrity, and they just go through shows, and there's no consequence at all. No consequence at all. Yeah, who cares? But hey, that's them. I mean, that's WE for you. And yeah, people are saying AEW should have a brand split. I'm like, no. AEW that would be horrible for them. I'm just saying, man. But you know what? But you know what? At the end of the day, it is until it's just a time wait to Vince McMahon coming back. So I'll just wait. So that's gonna be a fun time. But anyway, I think that'll be it for me for this show here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, by the way, for the Dukect Lounge, as always. Oh, and the Booker T stuff. Oh man. Oh gosh, the Booker T stuff. Vlad TV. See, this is what happens when you lie down with snakes. This is what happens when you lie down with snakes, man. You lie down with snakes, you get fleas. And Booker T continues to lie down. Not only lie down, they lie down, with fleas, right? You lie to snakes and all that other stuff. Not only the snakes, but the roaches, the fleas, all that stuff. He keeps lying down, open his belly for him and stuff. But they all rubbing around and eating his insides and such. That's what happens. That's all the stuff there with Booker T. He should have just kept his dang mouth. Sometimes you just keep your damn mouth shut. That's what he should be doing. The smart thing to do is always, at the end of the day, and someone should look at, don't mess with these people, man. Outside the wrestling bubble, they are like, especially Vlad, they are vipers. They will strike you and you will be paralyzed for it. All right? That's just me. You should have just left it alone. Should have left it all alone. And if he just said, hey, at the end of the day, with him and Vlad TV, that was an interesting interview. That was an interesting interview, and left it at that. No one talking about it, except the terminating losers of the terminating online losers and everything, like me. But anyway, that's it for the show. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking with me, Dukect. Man, this man, I love this stuff here, man. I love the podcast. I love y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being what you're doing. Anyway. Oh yeah. 2025 is just started. We're only 4 months in. Remember that. We are 4 months in. Oh gosh, it's 2025 is looking to be another insane year. So just kick back, pick up the put the popcorn on, and just chill. Oh gosh, maybe he could come in on my podcast. That'd be hilarious. But I don't know. I don't know. It'll be goddamn insanity. So anyway, that's it for me, Dukect. Peace, love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.